What's up guys? So today's video is about how to shape your life the way you want to shape your life. Because think about it for a sec if you want. You're living and what are you doing in life? And most of the time this question is not really asked of ourselves because we are unconscious of what is necessary to create a friggin' awesome life. Because we are living in a society where things are demanded of us, right? You have to do your job, you have to do your work, you have to meet with your friends, and of course you like to meet with your friends. You have to do this with your family, you have to do all these things, right? But rarely do you actually take stock of all the possibilities of what is possible and actually create it the way you want to create it. And so this video is actually about to clarify for you what you can actually do to start shifting your life in a way that you consciously create the way you want to create it. So without further ado, let me get right into it. So all in life is just experience, but we do not directly experience our reality. What we experience is our mental model or our mental frame or mental map of that experience. So rarely do you actually see the sun and just experience the sun. Immediately your mind comes in and says like, oh, that's beautiful. Or if it rains, you just experience the rain. No, you say like, oh, it sucks that it rains because I just have to go out and now I'll be all wet, or I don't have an umbrella with me. Something happens and your mind has a model or a map or an opinion or a judgment about the real experience and not the experience itself. So we create maps and models. And sometimes these maps and models are not the best map for that territory. And that's why it's necessary to continuously think, okay, what map am I using in this specific context? So I'm not saying don't use any map. I'm not saying that because they're necessary to communicate, right? But you have to think like, hey, in this specific context, is this map serving me or is it limiting me? And that is where the whole key is. Is this map, let me say it again, is this map that I'm having right now, are you even aware of the map? Is this map that you're having right now, is it serving you or is it limiting you in this specific context? So for instance, if you're at your work and you're all day, you are there and you think like, oh, I just want to get home, I hate this, I don't like this sucks, this person, I hate my boss, all these things. These are just mental thoughts that you're having in your friggin' mind and they do not serve you in that moment because they are not changing your actions. You are not really making an effort to change your job, to look somewhere else, to create your own business, or to resolve the problem with your boss or with your friends or with your spouse or with your lover or with your friends. What you're doing is just blaming and whining and judging of everything that should not be there. The change happens when you recognize, hey, I have a map, a model of how I think things should be, and they are not like that right now. So because of this incongruence of how the world is and your map of it, you're like, I don't like it, it shouldn't be this way, and therefore you will start to judge and blame and whine. So the key always is either to change the world outside of you to match your map, or change your map to change to the outside world so it's more effective. And usually it's a mix of both. Well, the reason why I'm talking about maps and about your model of the world, there are a few areas in everyone's life that you just cannot neglect. You just cannot neglect. You have to focus on them and you have to improve them because life is change and change and change. And if you do not change with progress, just by your mere not doing anything, it will deteriorate. So let me give you an example. If you do not focus deliberately, intentfully on your physical body, it will deteriorate. I don't know if you've noticed it, I don't know how old you are, I don't know what your body looks like, or your level of energy or vitality. If you do not focus on what your body needs to not stay at the same level, but to actually become more and more healthy. If you don't focus on that, it will actually get worse and worse. And at some point people say like, oh yeah, it's just because of old age. Oh, it's just because of it's in my genes. Friggin' bullshit. Because genes can be turned on and off, we know that now by science. Genes can be turned on and off by the behavior of your system. So what you eat, the information that comes in, how you sleep, how positive you are in life. They determine the genes that will be turned on and turned off. So really get into that. But this is just an example of what is necessary for you to create an awesome life. So can you imagine if your body is not just awesome and optimal, can you you know that your life will be of less quality because you just don't have the energy for it, right? And you have pains and aches and injuries, or just tired of sluggishness, or no focus, no aliveness, no juice. It's because you fail to focus on really the vibrancy and the health of your friggin' body. And this is just one area. Another area is your mind. If you do not, this is something they use a lot to say, is if you fail to use it, you lose it. It atrophies. It's the same as with your muscles, but the same as with the neurons in your brain. So I don't know, when I was a kid, I was really great at doing math in my head, and now I just am not. And it's because I never have to use that anymore. I just don't. So it atrophies. Of course I can get it back quicker than I used to before, but it just goes away. So I'm saying, what are you doing to actually engage and to have your mind in a better place, to have more focus, to have more distinctions and pattern recognition of life, to actually update your map? That's actually what I'm saying. To learn every single day, to actually become smarter and smarter and smarter every single day. Because if you don't, your life in 10 years from now will not look the same. It will not look better. It will actually look worse, and you will actually feel worse if you do not continuously improve yourself. So that's another area, right? Your mind. How are you studying and focusing on that? Another area is your spirituality. Are you meditating? I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it's very effective, because the thoughts that you have in your mind, you believe them right now. You just say, like, whatever your mind is thinking, you say, like, oh, it's like that because I'm thinking that. But what you fail to realize is that most of those thoughts are all in reaction to something, some stimulus outside of you, or some stimulus in your body. And those thoughts become because of that impulse. And you think those thoughts are me, or I think those thoughts, but actually you are the awareness behind those thoughts. There are many books about this, but if you actually don't just read about it, but actually practice it, meditation, and becoming aware, more conscious, more aware of you, of your life, of all the things that you're not, you will actually see that you can become way calmer, relaxeder, more present, and actually all bullshit and drama that people have, you will just not engage in that, because you are not inside the illusion of the drama. You can actually see right through the illusion of the drama, and you just see, like, oh, it's just movement, it's just a dance of drama, of emotions, of things. But if you're in the whirlwind, then you feel like, oh my god, my life, this and now, I'm a drama. But the moment you actually notice that it's a choice to get in the pool instead of just right, you can actually get more and more and more away from all of that, and you can actually feel this aliveness inside of you that does not go away, because it's life itself who you are, right? Spirituality or mindfulness or meditation, another area that you actually should focus on if you want to improve your life, right? So another one is studying actions and results, cause and effect. And what's helpful is whatever area that you're in. You could be in the music business, you could be in the photography business, or you can be in a money business, or marketing, or coding computers, or tech, whatever the fuck you're doing. Study the rules of that game. Study the rules of that game, and what it basically means is what are the causes and effects, right? If you see someone who is very good in your specific area, what he or she is doing, they are getting that result not by chance. They are getting that result over and over again, right? So it's not a coincidence. It's not luck. They are doing something in their actions, in their specific actions, over and over and over again, and therefore that they get those results over and over and over again. And you'll see they will spiral up. And you can learn from that. You can learn from that. So figure out, what can you learn from action and effect, or action, result, cause and effect. What can you learn from that, so that you can actually get really good on the processes that you need to hone and master your craft, so that you can actually create results in the life that you want. Another area, right? Another area is interacting with other people. Relationships, right? If you do not understand other people, it's also hard to understand yourself. If you have a lot of emotions that go all over the place, or you are down, or you're negative, or you're angry or frustrated, it's hard to actually communicate well with other people to create loving relationships, to create fun, to create joy, to create ecstasy, whatever it is that you want to experience. But you have to experience that with other people. This is something that I discovered for myself, is that it's a pretty funny paradox, is that I thought, okay, this was when I was little, this belief was installed in me that, I'm feeling good the way I am, but I could see that other people, they were, for instance, really good at something, and they were that good at something, and when I saw like, hey, so if you're good at something, people will admire you, and I want that admiration, right? So I thought, I have to become this thing, I have to achieve this thing, so I will get people's admiration, I will have fun and love from them, right? And we have a good connection. Perhaps you're not conscious of this, but most of the things we do because of connection, and we want love to give and to get from other people. So I wanted to have their praise, their approval, their admiration, right? And so I'm really focused. I'm like, I'm gonna master this. So I went out to achieve this thing and achieve, and practice hard. And what I've discovered is, even in the midst of while I'm trying to achieve this thing, people come to me and they already admire me, or they want to have fun with me, or they already love me. And this is the funny thing. I'm like, no, I don't have time to play with you because I have to achieve this thing. I have this mission, right? And the whole funny thing is, I don't want to engage with these people, which I love, and they love me. I don't want to engage with them because I want to achieve this thing first, because once I achieve this thing first, I do it because I want your love in the fucking first place. So this is the fucking paradox, because at some point you have to achieve something, right? You have to become something more than you're now, but at the same time you cannot do that to get something. You can already have it right now. You cannot do it to get the love in the future. You can already have it now. So that was something for me, that people were a disturbance, a distraction for me to actually get to where I want to be going. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can actually achieve all these things with people, and way faster and way more fun. I think it's an African proverb. They say, like, if you want to go fast, run alone. If you want to go far, run together. And I think it's very well put. One last area that I want to talk with you about, and it really ties everything back together. So the spirituality, your mindfulness, your physiology, that you have the energy to burn, so that your body is like a temple or a boat that can actually go across the ocean, right? If the boat isn't strong and has the energy and the fuel, then how can you expect to go where you want to go on this adventure we call life, right? Well, if the captain doesn't know how to read a map or how to adapt to specific situations, they will strand, or they will destroy the ship against a mountain or a rock or an island or whatever. So you have to have the mind right. You have to have the boat right. You have to also let everything go in some kind of sense, the spiritual part, because everything has just changed. And in the end, you will die, and all of this was for nothing. In a couple of thousands of years, I don't know, or millions of years, I don't know, the sun will just burn up and everything will just be gone, and everything that we think we've achieved, it was all for nothing, because we already know it's going to be gone, period, right? So it's not actually about achieving something, even though the illusion of achieving something is fun, but it's actually in the moment. Can you also let go and be detached of the specific outcome, but be fully engaged just because you love it, right? Then study actions and results. And the last part, I think this is most important, one of the most important ones, is how you tie all of that back together, is your expression of self, your development of self. To not be stifled or inhibited by the fears of other people. And maybe you say right now, like, yeah, I don't have fears of other people, I just do whatever I want, I'm confident or whatever, right? I dare to say that you're actually quite scared of other people. I think we all are. It's built in our biology, because we are tribe people, right? We need to fit in, because if you're cast out in the wilderness, you're likely to die. So your biology, your survival mechanism wants you to fit in. But now, that map of needing to fit in was useful many, many years ago. But right now, it's not necessary, because you will not really die of hunger here in the West. You will not really die of hunger, or you will not really die of being alone, because there are so many groups that you can go to just engage and collaborate with, right? So the last part is expression of self. Are you getting good at actually expressing the spiritual depth that you actually know yourself to be, who you are, who you want to be? Or are you not even looking at it, because you are looking so much to other people and what they think you should be doing that you just believe it. You just think like, oh, what they're saying, I have to trust it, and if I don't, then they will say they will think I'm crazy. They think I'm stupid, and you will not go actually to what it is that you want to be doing, because you're afraid of what they will think of you. And I think this is actually the whole beginning, the whole start. The moment you actually start to go inside and express what actually is that is you and what you want to express, that's actually the beginning of truly living. I think the beginning of truly living, not surviving, living. And you will find that many things that you will want to express are weird and quirky as fuck. They're weird and quirky as fuck. It's weird to be yourself. You know why? Because you're unique. You are one specific image of the infinite, right? You are one specific shard of this whole mirror that we're all a part of, and nobody is you. Nobody can see your specific perspective, and therefore it's weird, but at the same time it's invaluable, because nobody can ever experience what you experience, so therefore we want to see that. So can you imagine if everybody has gotten a more spiritual consciousness, and we know that we cannot experience what you're experiencing, and you are giving your perspective, you are giving us the biggest gift ever, because you give us something that we could never see, right? So that's the biggest gift. You are the biggest gift, and you have to give that, and if you don't, you actually deprive the rest of the world from you, from your gift. So actually, I'm here saying, work on yourself from the bottom up. Work on your body, because you cannot neglect that, right? Work on your spirituality, your meditation, your consciousness. You cannot neglect that, otherwise you will always just be in reaction to everything. Work on your mind, work on your intelligence, because otherwise you will just do stupid stuff over and over and over again, right? Work with other people, learn to influence other people, learn to be with other people, learn to engage with other people, learn to give value, learn to think win-win, right? Have fun with other people more, and upgrade your friends even. I'm not saying to remove the negative friends. If you can, do that. If you don't want to, fine, but at least also find very, very, very positive people that alone will actually already change your friggin' life. You know what? I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. I will change your life, right? And the last part is express yourself, and you can do it at any moment you want. Express yourself, because you will die. You will actually die, be dead, you know? And then, the moment you're dead, are you gonna, or the moment you're gonna die, are you gonna look back and think, hey, yes, I did everything I could at the time, and I am proud of what I did and how I expressed myself, and it was one hell of a friggin' fun, awesome life? Or are you gonna say like, I'm really happy I fit in. I'm really happy that I did exactly everything that they thought I should be doing, and I'm happy that they, who are also afraid, and they who also don't know themselves, and they who also do not express the truth and their real self, I'm happy that I listen to them, those fearful people. Or do you want to be a shining example of what can be done, so that they will also be inspired by you and your courage to actually just go friggin' do whatever it is you want to do and express what it is you want to express. And this can be tiny. You can be in a situation, and at some point someone is really in his frame and his mindset of like, no, that's so negative. And what if you all of a sudden have an inspiration? It's like, hey, you know what? I just want to laugh all of a sudden for no good reason. Laugh. No, but it would be really weird in this situation to actually laugh. No, I'm saying do that. That's exactly what I need. Everybody's waiting for you to do that, right? Or just make a joke, or have fun, or just leave a room, for instance. I don't know, whatever it is that you think you actually need, that's your highest expression, do it. And keep doing that, and you will see your life change. Focus on those things. I love you, and have friggin' fun. Awesome. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you haven't already, click also on the bell so you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. And until then, see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.